Hi there, Eric Baker, naturopath, author of Candida Crusher. Thank you for tuning into this video today. You may have seen some of my previous videos regarding men's yeast infections. I've made a few recently regarding jock itch. Another popular video which many people have looked at is one regarding small white bumps on the penis. So this video today I'm going to talk about a condition I see quite a lot in males. And it's basically itching area of the private parts again of the penis, and also scrotal and anal rectal areas. These are video clips I'm going to do because they're very important, and you can understand why I've disabled comments on many of my videos. Many YouTube clips I look at from healthcare professionals like myself have got very, very inappropriate comments. That's why I don't believe I should enable comments on these videos. So pardon me for taking that liberty. So let's continue on. So this is an important video because this is a condition I see in many men, and this is a condition that not many people talk about due to fear or embarrassment. But I can tell you people out there now, women suffer from yeast infections, we know that, but lots of guys suffer from them too. And they hate them, they're embarrassing, they're uncomfortable. They just find them awful, but they live with them, they deal with them. And they go and see their doctor and often get a cream, and it's ineffective, the causes aren't addressed, and the condition goes on unabated and sometimes for years, and it can ruin a guy's life entirely. I've seen dozens and dozens, hundreds of men with this condition. And let me tell you now, folks, this affects men from all backgrounds, all incomes, all cultures. It makes no difference whether you are Indian, whether you are Muslim, whether you are American, whether you're Irish. It makes no difference. If you're a male and you've got a penis, you've got obviously you have if you're a male, a typical guy will, it can be prone to a yeast infection if the conditions are right. So remember, yeast likes dark, it likes moist, it likes warmth. And for this reason, obviously, the groin and the private area and the armpits, these are prime targets for Candida yeast infections. So the guys I've seen with yeast infections range. There are a wide range of men that I've seen with this condition. I've seen lots of mechanics with it, construction workers, geologists, taxi drivers, bus drivers, truck drivers. I've seen airline pilots with it. I've even seen scientists with it and lab workers. I've got a couple of high court judges, many police officers. Many different men have this condition. And that's because men are men. Men like beer, they like wine, they like spirits. They like eating, the foods that guys like to eat. They like football, they like hunting, they like, all the things that guys like to do. So, as I say, it will not, discriminate. This condition is not specific to a particular blue-collar worker or a labourer. It makes no difference what type of guy you are. So, how is a man going to get the infection? Well, the typical things we find are imbalances in the lifestyle. You may have read the case history of my father in my book. Dad liked sweet foods. He wasn't really a big alcohol drinker, but he loved sugary foods. He liked a cigarette. He liked snacking on foods. And he didn't pay a lot of attention to what the doctor said, because the doctor was king, was God. The doctor gave drugs. The doctor never mentioned about the lifestyle, which is unfortunate. So men, for example, who drink alcohol are prime targets for yeast infection, particularly once they start taking antibiotics or pharmaceuticals regularly. Men who take drugs for acidification of the stomach, these acid blockers, are also prime targets. Guys who take any type of pharmaceutical drug are a target. Guys who tend to work long hours, or shift workers. Men who wear tight clothing, coveralls, for example, or who sit for long periods of time, who eat at weird times, who've got shift work, who push their bodies hard, who go hunting and fishing, those sorts of things. These are the typical things that I will see. And often it will start off just with a small area, and a male can typically have an area here in the groin. It can be on the inner thigh, and you'll see a picture popping up now on your screen of a male with typical jock itch that I see. This is a picture of jock itch that you'll see right now. So jock itch will generally start on the inner thigh, but it can also start around the scrotal region. It can also affect the anal or rectal region quite a lot. That whole area can be affected. And it can be itchy, like drive you crazy. It can really drive you crazy. And sometimes the application of a lot of hot water on the region can be just absolute bliss for a person with a yeast infection. Unless the skin's cracked or the skin's irritated or open, and then it can be quite painful, irritating indeed. So some men find their itching a lot worse when the area is warm. Others find it so in bed. Others find it more when they're working. And then the condition will come and go and come and go. And often there'll be one major contributing cause underpinning this condition. One or two. There'll be a dietary indiscretion and there'll be some lifestyle habit. And those need nailing. They need fixing up. Drugs are not going to help you. Skin treatments are not going to help you. You really need to treat causes. So the penis infections I've seen quite a lot in men too. Roll the foreskin back and you'll get like this creamy, cheesy white discharge all around there. It can be quite odorous. Prostate involvement is quite common in men too, more common than you think. There can be a really burning, terrible pain deep inside, deep inside where the prostate is. It can be quite painful. One male told me it felt like he was punched hard in the stomach. Others will tend to get a lot of pain in this region here. So yeast infection can affect men internally as well. Absolutely. A good urologist friend of mine has told me he's seen many men with prostate yeast infections. Not many medical doctors really understand that the prostate can be affected by yeast, but it certainly can. A woman has a short urethra, a male has a lot longer one, but a male can certainly pick up very bad prostate yeast infection through a female with bad thrush. You may read about a 27-year-old drummer, a well-known drummer in a rock band here in New Zealand, came to see me with seriously bad prostate infection. And on further inquiry, his girlfriend had quite a serious vaginal thrush that we cleared up and got on top of the condition. But I'm going to cover that in another video. Suffice to say, these conditions are quite common in men, both penis infections, prostate infections, scrotal infections, thigh infections, and think about heat, think about itching, think about redness, think about sugar cravings, and then you're thinking about men jock itch. So I hope this video was of use to you today. Thank you very much.